Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and quick review of this 1080p dash cam with front image and rear image. Front camera and rear camera. It is only about $40 and pretty cheap, and we get 1080p. So let's check on that, how this really works, or if this really works. So let's take it out of the box. See what we get. We get some kind of instructions, warranty card as well, and then I guess that's the camera here, and a lot of installation material, of course, because it is for the back camera, which we see here. We have this cable here, pretty long cable, which is nice, so you should be able to find some point where you can connect, and that's for the the display, the main camera, and here we get a suction cup for the main camera and the display. And what's crazy, we get even a 32 GB storage card, so the value is actually absolutely incredible. I've never seen such a price. $40. We get the camera with the display, and it's probably not the greatest thing, but the whole package that's impossible to beat, I guess. So I'm going to show you this instruction manual here. That's what I'm always doing, and it seems to be not too big. I'm having a hard time to find out where to start. If you don't need that, you can skip couple of minutes here, but maybe somebody bought it used without instructions, or you lost the instructions, or you want to check it out. All the details before you buy, that's always a good thing, and probably you won't find all the information online. At least sometimes that happens when you buy such cheap things. So the manufacturers are not maintaining a website where you can download the manuals, but maybe you'll find something, and maybe there's even a firmware which you can upgrade to fix some minor problems. So we are already at the end, and usually it should be possible to read the thing if you're using 1080p and pause the thing for a while. So I'm going to read the instructions, and I don't have to charge that. I'll grab something where I can hook this up and power on, and also this thing. So we'll check if it really works, if we can, how easy it's to set up, to connect everything, and so we'll go from there. So I've been taking everything out of the bags. I have been looking a little bit at the instructions, which were actually quite good, especially, the whole setup, the whole menu, everything is really described nicely. Also the thing how to hook this thing up. By the way, it's definitely no wireless. The backup camera, it has no wireless function, so you really have to wire the whole thing and hook it up to the backup light, which you have always to, but sometimes you'll find cameras which you don't have to wire to this display here, but of course they cost way more. If you want to save money, that's a good thing. And here the Q&A, I think that's really not bad, but there's still some questions open, and I'm trying to figure out how this really works. But at the beginning, what we have to do is, of course, to insert the microSD card here, and the pins have to go to the back, towards the display, and that works really good. So I haven't seen such a nice micro SD card slot for a long time, so that's already a positive sign. And now I think we have to hook this up. I think it was said that we have to hook this up first. I mean, I don't expect any problem if we do that later, but yeah, I'll do that here. As you can see here, that's the wire to the backup camera. So I'll leave it like this at the moment. Yeah, maybe I'll take a little bit of wire off. So the cable is now a little bit longer here and better to handle here for the camera. We can see it has actually two wires. One goes to the front camera, I mean the dash camera, the display. So this is the, yeah, here we have the camera and here the connector, and the black one goes to the front camera and the red one has to be connected with the backup light. So when the red backup light is like, that's the red backup light, you have to hook it up to the side to get some power here. I mean, it's probably not the power, it's just some kind of help for the camera to find out when you're backing up, so you can switch the display. So we have already power. Yeah, that's a surprise, didn't expect that a little bit. There's a small battery inside for the park safety function. That's really nice. So but I have to hook it up now, of course, to the normal power. And to do this, I'm using the iCar. That's a jump starter for cars. That's a really nice one. I love the thing. That's one of the best jump starters which you can find. And the really great thing about that is that you get this huge package, everything to charge, almost everything. I mean, of course, to jump start the car, but you get everything what you might need for such a thing. And especially you get this thing, so you can so you can plug 12-volt things at home when you need that for a short time. So yeah, I'll put down the link also to this nice thing into the description, so if you like that, so you can check it out, and that's maybe one thing for you as well. So I'm using this instead of going to the car, and now we have to plug this in here so we are not running out of power. So I hit something, but at least we are on power now, I think. Yeah, that's the way we have to, yeah, that's the top and that's the bottom here, and looks like everything is working. We have to set it up now. Of course, I want to also show you if that works here. And yeah, this is how it works. We have this suction, this additional plate here, and when we twist this thing here, then it's sucking this thing here in. I hope I can show you that a little bit. Do you see that? Now it's a little bit recessed, and that's causing a really nice suction here. Of course, it works even better when we remove this protection sheet here. So the only place where I was a little bit struggling is the connection between the suction cup and the camera itself. We have to make sure that we point the thing to the right side and go into this shoe like this, and then we pull this thing to the left side. First time it was a little bit difficult, second time now it works much easier. So we can then use this a little bit and yeah, like attach this to the windscreen. So, and then yeah, we can rotate this clockwise and secure it nicely. So it looks like, yeah, I can do that here, so you know if it will really hold. So let's do that here. Yeah, okay, has a really firm hold, absolutely no problem with that. And we have even this small thing here, this flap here, which we can use to remove. That's really nicely made, but I'm not going to use that here. I'm removing that again. Removing is also a little bit difficult, but I mean, of course, I'm not complaining. This is how it should be. It should last for a long time. It shouldn't get loose, so that's a good thing. So I removed the suction cup and now I'm back. So there's only the backup camera here attached and the power, and just wanted to show you this here. And as you can see, the camera is definitely working. Can use that. Can see even the camera here. It can show you everything around, so you can see you always have the backup camera here on the right top. That's a good thing. So you have the main image from the front camera, most of it, and a little bit from the backup camera. Yeah, I'm showing you here some things. So I'm going to take some footage outside then anyway with the car. I'll attach it to the car. Probably not with the backup camera. It's a little bit too much work to pull the whole cable through the whole car, but you can definitely see that it is working. Picture is nice and clear, at least when we go a little bit further away. So I don't see any problem. Here the iCar, yeah, now in front of the camera, that's not so good. So here you can see with the backup camera the iCar jump starter. So yeah, that definitely works. It's already recording, but I'm going to show you nicer footage here. I mean, the front camera has a yeah, quick peek here. Can see that it's definitely working. I think the main camera looking really good, and even without removing this protection here. I mean, I'm going to remove that, of course, so the image will be even nicer. So for me, the front camera, it's really surprisingly good. It has such a clear image. That's really a nice thing. So okay, now let's check a little bit on the menus. And there is one thing here which you can already see. When it's recording, we cannot do anything with the menu. When I click on the menu, it's doing nothing, so we have to manually stop the recording. Hope it's focusing finally. So you can see also something, so it's not doing anything. Do we have a touch screen here? No, there's absolutely no touch screen here, but I guess we can stop the recording. Maybe we have to do it here. Yeah, okay, it stopped. So it's the power button, short press, and now we can go into the menu and check for some things. The resolution, so we have 1080 FHD and 720p VGA. So if you want to use lower resolution, I mean, the only advantage, of course, it will use less power. Maybe it doesn't get that hot, and the storage will last for longer. Then the dual camera, yeah, I'm struggling a little bit with the menu. It's my first time. So dual camera here, turn on or off. Cycle recording, yeah, 3 minutes makes sense for me. Let's go back. Back is always the menu here. Wide dynamic range, definitely makes sense to use that, is already on. Exposure correction, don't see that. Need motion detection, yeah, of course we want to have that on. Yeah, so I guess that's on now. Let's check again. Yeah, I think that looks like it is on now. And microphone, yeah, why not to use that? It's already on. Date stamp, I'll have to do that. Yeah, I'm not wasting too much time. Oh yeah, that's good. That's just if it's on or not on, but somewhere I have to set the date and time. Gravity settings, and now it's low, medium or high, whatever that means. And yeah, probably that's in the manual, or you have to check it out and make sure that it's working properly for you. Parking guard, yeah, I want to turn that on. That works. Then is that, yeah, maybe that was not the right thing. Yeah, and now it's on, and I have to check with this here. Yeah, so always make sure that you confirm something with the power button and not with the menu button. When you confirm with the menu button, it's just going back and does not change anything. So I think we are done now here with the first setting, and now there's a second setting here, like this toolbox. So we have to click again on the menu here, and so it goes to the toolbox, and we have the screensaver here. Of course we want, yeah, I mean, I turn it off, no need to use the screensaver. Power off, of course, this should be off, yeah, otherwise it will stop recording after a couple of minutes. This is what we definitely do not want. Frequency, yeah, I don't know why we should change that. Key sound, yeah, maybe it's a little bit annoying, we could turn that off. So let's go up and confirm here with the thing, so it should be off now. Language, it's okay. Date time, yeah, that's exactly the thing, which I have to do that now. Okay, so I have adjusted that to the current date and time, and it's the European, I mean 24-hour time. I don't see if I can adjust that maybe later on, but it seems now it's okay. Let's go back on that. Do we have fill in light setting? I don't know what that really is. Format, we can format the SD card. Yeah, it said it's not suggested to do it here. They suggested to do it on the PC, but I didn't say in which format. I guess it should be FAT32, which is a difficult thing because always Microsoft wants to get rid of it and doesn't provide these functionalities. You have to download special tools to format it in FAT32. So I'm still doing it here. Let's see if it works. And yeah, I mean, at least it finished it. Default settings, no, we don't want to do that. Version, yeah, if you're interested into that, that's the version which I'm showing you here, or which I'm using. So we are done here. So with again pressing the menu, we go back to the main menu, and again with pressing the main menu once, now it's recording. I have to stop that. With pressing once the main menu, it's going to this play settings, and once again pressing the menu, it's going into the setup menu, and once again it's going back to the main screen, and it starts recording again. So looks like that's pretty easy. Now it's not yeah, now the backup camera is using half of the screen. And yeah, I don't know why. I can't remember that I've changed that. It's still working, but it's using half of the size of the screen. So when yeah, let's just check what happens when I take it out of the camera. I mean, of course, they said it's not hot swap, whatever it means, shut down in 10 seconds. So maybe somebody has the idea just to use it with the front camera. I mean, it's already a really nice price when we buy this just for the front camera and just disposing the backup camera. So let's turn it on again, and see if this works. Yeah, looks like, I mean, we have this gray thing here. It doesn't do anything here, this area, of course. It's a little bit changing? I don't know. I mean, there's no camera, there's no second camera hooked up now. There's no way actually to take picture now. We just have the thing here. Maybe we can remove that in the settings. Yeah, of course, that was here the dual camera. Just forgot about that. We can turn it off here for the moment. I'm just turning it off. So I'm not wasting too much time on installing the backup camera, but you definitely have been able to see that it is working. But now, yeah, still. So I went through all the menus, and for me it looks like there's no way to get rid of this thing even when we are not using the backup camera. That's a little bit annoying, but it's not too bad. The question is only how will the recording look then without the thing? Will we also lose a part of that? I hope not, but we'll check on the footage later. But the good thing is really that everything working nicely, especially the menus I really like. I mean, during the whole presentation here, I didn't check the manual at all. I was just trying a little bit around, and I already found probably 90% of all the functions. So that's a really nice thing here. Yeah, now I know what I did wrong. Of course, I unplugged the wrong the wrong plug. Of course, I still had the camera in. So yeah, here we are just with the normal power, and I didn't have to do anything. As long as you have not plugged in the backup camera, it's using the whole space for the front camera, and this is what some people probably want to do. Just buy this really cheap thing and use it just with the front camera, and maybe do the backup camera at some time later on. But now they can start really using the front camera immediately and have some time to hook up the backup camera maybe later. So let's get to the footage here. I have the Microsd card now in my computer, and so here is what we get. That's the Microsd card. We get the DCIM folder, and a 1 for the front and a 2 for the back. The back doesn't have a lot, of course, because I removed it most of the time. You can see it has a little bit of reduced frame width and height, so it's 640 by 480, but still 25 frames per second. So here that was during the setup, as you maybe remember here, so there's not much to see here. But the good thing, it doesn't use a lot of storage space, but the DCIM, the front, uses a lot in the highest resolution. When you see the, let's take one thing here. This is standard now, the 3 minutes. That's the one which I have picked. You can choose the length, so I have 3-minute pieces, and that's in the highest resolution, 1080p with 25 frames, and it creates a file of a little bit above 300 megabytes. And if you do the math, it will be, let's say, for a 1-day trip for 10 hours, let's say a 10 hours ride, will be about 60 gigabytes of storage. Of course, you can buy a 64 gigabyte storage card. It doesn't cost a lot. That's maybe $20 or so, or not even that. And together with the back, the DCIM, the number 2, the back thing, if you have it on, that's maybe 60 for the front. I would guess that's maybe then 64, right? With all together front and the back fits perfectly for a 1-day trip
for about 10 hours of driving, which is decent. I have seen the similar sizes with a lot of other dash cams too, which I have been testing. So nothing really weird, not too high, not too low compression. I mean, I would love to have a little bit higher compression. I mean, when we remember the old days when we had movies on a CD-ROM which had about, maybe, I can't remember exactly, maybe 700 megabytes, there was a whole movie on that. Now we have on the half space just 3 minutes. That's too much. So the compression could be higher, of course, but it uses of course a little bit of stronger CPU, and that's maybe the point here. Of course, they want to save some money when they produce these things. Maybe with a more expensive dash cam you could have smaller files. Maybe you can set the compression, but I've never seen that. So I'm going to show you some samples here. So here we are on a cloudy day, straight road. I think it's not bad. I mean, I'm screen recording here, so you know, I mean, it's not original footage, so it's playing here. I'm recording, then I'm cutting, then I'm producing the thing, then I'm uploading, and it's compressed again. So in original it would be a little bit better, so I stopped when it got too close, but you got an idea that it's pretty easy to read like tags when you are really close. Yeah, when you're in traffic jam and you come close to the next car, it's pretty easy to read. So if there is something, and yeah, you can just get close and you should be able to read the tag in the footage. I'm not going to show you that. I don't know, YouTube doesn't like that too much when you can see the tags of the cars. But overall, not too bad. I mean, for a gloomy day, yeah, I mean, I really like that. That is definitely decent, not too shaky. Really nice white balance, everything good so far. Then I made a small mistake at that day. I plugged it in an outlet, in a 12-volt outlet, which was always on power, and I parked the car for 2 hours. I expected that the dash cam will shut down, but it didn't shut down. It was recording the 2 hours here in the parking lot. Yeah, so you have to make sure that it definitely that you plug it in a 12-volt outlet, which only has power when you are driving. Otherwise it won't stop, and it will record all the time, and it will fill your storage, and it can drain the battery of your car, so be careful with that. So here we have a night footage, and that was with my family, so I turned off the sound, but you get an idea how it looks like. It's completely dark. Maybe the windscreen was not too clean, and you can see the tags are not, it's not possible to read the tags here. During the day it was no problem. During the night it's definitely more difficult. Yeah, here driving again in the dark. I mean, you can see quite a lot. I mean, if you have an accident or something like that, you can easily see what happened if you run a red light, or probably the other party or whatsoever. But tags won't be yeah, tags are not readable during the night. So night quality, yeah, I mean, it's okay as a dash cam, but it's not perfect footage. Then here on a rainy day a little bit, yeah, so you can see, yeah, for me that looks definitely decent. I have no problem with that. So really nice footage, don't see any major problem with that. Really the white balance, everything, dynamic range is good, colors are good, so I don't see a real problem. It's nice to have the timestamp here so you can check for that. And then of course I wanted to show you as well footage during the day with bright sunlight where you can see the blue sky, and yeah, there's definitely blue sky. The white balance here is not perfect. I mean, you can see yeah, the road sometimes has a little bit a strange color. Usually it's good, depends on the angle a little bit. If you are towards the sun, that's not perfect. If you are away from the sun, like here, absolutely perfect. You can even read the road sign, everything. That was really good. You can see here really blue sky, red, green, yeah, all the colors nicely done. Now here again a little bit a problem with the street, especially here. If you've seen that, yeah, that's probably the worst. So sun on the right side, I have no clue why that, but it's not all the time. It was really when during the time when I used it during these 3 days, it was really rare that I had such a bad white balance here, and it didn't affect the whole screen. So definitely at this price point there's nothing to complain about the quality. I would say it could be really difficult to find something in this price range which beats this quality. So I can highly recommend that, especially the front camera is definitely a really good value here.
So we are now back after everything, after unboxing, after a little bit looking into the menus, after watching the footage. So let's come to the final resume of the camera. I mean, we always have to be aware of where we are at this price point at around $40. We are at one of the cheapest price points where we can buy a decent dash cam, and usually, yeah, what you get at this price point is really junk, and we are definitely not talking about junk here. We have a decent manual. It doesn't cover everything. There are still a couple of things open, but we have contact information. At least we get a couple of hints where we could face problems. Especially with the gravity setting, like automatic crash detection. When we turn on the motion detection, it could fill up the storage here with locked files, and after a week or two you maybe cannot record anymore and you have to reformat the storage card. This is what you want to avoid, so maybe I'll recommend to not use the motion detection at all. Now I haven't been using this thing for so long, so I have no experience with that, but you have to find out how to work with that. But it looks like it's really absolutely reliable. I had it on permanently connected for a couple of days with an outlet which had only power when you are driving. That's really important, and it has always been turning on exactly at the right moment. It has been running all the time during the rides, and then it stopped when I turned the engine off. So exactly what we want. Of course, I haven't been using the backup camera, but I guess it should be working too. But at this price point, we can already be happy with the front cam. Already this thing is absolutely great value. So the parking sensor, of course, it's difficult to test. At least the battery seems to have a decent size to cover that. Yeah, when you touch here a little bit, so usually it turns on. Maybe it was not hard enough. or the battery is now low. Yeah, I've been, yeah, okay, now it works. So yeah, the problem, I've been working a little bit now with the battery, and the battery got pretty low now after a couple of minutes, but it should be able to cover you while you're parked. So, but I've no idea if it would really cover small impacts. Heavy impacts, of course, yes, but small impacts, I'm not so sure about that. But at least for the rest, it has been doing awesome. I like the footage, how it worked. The display is really good. I had it on all the time and it was super bright, easy to read. Even with bright daylight, the suction cup is absolutely awesome. As you can see, I have it here just on the box, and on the windscreen it's so absolutely perfect. It has such a firm hold with this nice ring which you can use to secure it. And yeah, that's a really nice thing. It didn't drop a single time, and I have been able to release it easily. So with turning it back and then pull on this thing here, so that's also a good thing. And yeah, I mean, when we take into account what we get this nice bright large screen with the good camera, the nice interface, the backup camera, and even the 32 gigabytes of storage card here inside, which is included. That's absolutely awesome. That's fantastic. I mean, when you take this into account, the whole package, that's absolutely impossible to beat, I think. Yeah, it worked everything really well, no major complaints.
Yeah, there's maybe one thing, but just really one thing, and that's the field of view, the viewing angle, and that's definitely not 170 degrees. It is only about 90 degrees, but it is about what you will get with every of these dash cams. If you're not spending like $200 or so, they are all around 90 degrees. So I'm not I have no clue why they claim all 170 degrees. None of them is 170 degrees. So I'm not actually criticizing the product, just the listing.
So from my side, definitely full recommendation. And by the way, like always, I will put down the link to the listing of this product on Amazon down into the description, so you can check it out and order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I was able to help you a little bit with that. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below, and I'm always happy to talk about these things. And if you liked the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.